Okay guys, for this Getting into Airsoft Part 2 video, we're going to be looking at choosing your role and choosing your first rifle, otherwise known as your first primary weapon. Now for the first part of the video, I'm going to be talking about choosing your role in Airsoft, and then we'll go on to choosing your rifle and actually buying your rifle. Okay, jumping right in, I'm just going to describe to you guys all the airsoft roles that are out there, and some of these, there's actually 6 of them, and some of these I've made myself. I made up myself because the guns that are out there on the market, there's a couple categories of guns that just don't fit into the known roles that are out there. So starting off, we're going to go through the commonly known roles, and then we'll hit the 2 roles that I've created. Start off, rifleman, probably the most common role in Airsoft. If you run this role, you're going to use an assault rifle that is capable of semi-auto and fully automatic. And for most Airsoft parks, they're going to limit you, I think, by either FPS or just inside buildings. And normally you're going to be using semi-auto only for this role. Although, you know, if you're playing a pickup game with your friends, or if you're playing at a park that doesn't have strict rules, then you can use fully auto. And it's a great role. You're going to be able to get pretty close to people. You're not going to be like a sniper where you hang back, and you're not going to be like running around with a pistol where you have to get really close up on somebody. But it's, you know, somewhere in between there. You're going to get pretty close to people, so you're going to get shot more, and you're probably going to get like maybe less kills than a sniper would, depending on, you know, how experienced you are. But overall, I run normally I run a rifleman role, and it's a lot of fun, and I would recommend it to any beginner. But it's not just for every beginner. Not everybody is, you know, the same. That would be super boring if everybody was rifleman. In addition to all this information for the rifleman, I do want to point one thing out. Riflemen do not use these type of guns. These 3 guys are not riflemen. The guy on the far left is a sniper, the guy in the middle is a designated marksman, and the guy on the right is a breacher. And we'll go through all of those roles in a minute, but just to be aware that these guys are not riflemen. Riflemen use assault rifles and submachine guns only. Okay guys, so next up, sniper. The probably second most common, or maybe even the most common role, very common role in Airsoft, and a lot of fun. You can shoot people from long distances. Normally I would prefer shooting, if you're a sniper, having your sniper sighted in for at least 40 yards. That's where mine is sighted in currently, but 50 to 100 yards is really your prime spot as a sniper, so you won't get shot because you're so far away from people, and you can still get a lot of people, especially riflemen that are out there. But you may not be able to get right as close up on people, and you definitely do not get the full auto capability unless you use a fully auto pistol. And needless to say, this is a great role, and it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of famous professional airsofters out there like Novritsch and Silo who use snipers, and theirs are very good. If you watch their videos, do not expect on getting those types of kills, that type of, you know, super accurate sniping just from a starter sniper rifle. You're going to definitely need to upgrade it, and their guns are, you know, $500 guns. They're very expensive, very nice quality guns. Snipers, their guns consist of mainly bolt action sniper rifles. They can be gas powered or spring powered. I don't know, I like both of them. The spring powered has an advantage over the gas powered by being more robust in temperatures and the elements. Gas powered guns are always more realistic than any other type of gun in Airsoft. You get that real action feel, and it's a really cool feel. But you then again have to worry about leaking gas and a bunch of other stuff. Needless to say, this role is a really fun role, and I would love to get into it more. As I said, I'm working on my sniper, trying to get that thing accurate. And yeah, so I would definitely recommend a sniping role to any beginner. It's definitely a fun role to start out in, and it's just a fun role to continue on later. And your airsoft adventure. Another thing I want to mention is there are different types of sniper rifles. Some are semi-automatic, some are bolt action like I've described. The semi-automatic ones are going to be much more expensive. From what I've seen, a lot of them I believe are large caliber sniper rifles. So if you've watched my video on BBs and I explained the difference between the main two diameters in airsoft, the large caliber sniper rifles mean they're larger than 6mm, whether it's 6.8mm or 8mm, but whatever it is, they're a larger caliber sniper rifle and therefore all around better. So that's pretty much it for snipers. Let's go on to designated marksmen. So for this role, if you don't really like the past two roles that I've talked about, you're wanting something like a rifleman, but you don't want to just bolt action sniper. You want to get more in on the game, but you don't want to get really close up, or you don't want to get really close up with like a pistol. And rifleman range still just doesn't suit you. You kind of want to use like 50 yards is where you want to shoot for 40 or 50 yard range. And well, if you're thinking that, then you might want to consider this designated marksman role. These players use DMRs, designated marksman rifles, and you may have heard me mention them in previous videos. And now you guys actually get to see what they are. They're always semi-automatic rifles. They cannot use fully automatic. I know some SR25s come equipped with fully auto, and if you build an M16 into a designated marksman, it'll still be able to shoot fully auto, but I believe for most fields you are not allowed to use fully automatic DMRs. And these rifles are more long range than normal assault rifles, but not quite as long range as sniper rifles. So they're a great middle ground. I would love to get an M14. I think that would be awesome, and it would probably be a lot of fun too. If I did get one, I'd probably put my combat sight on it and then get a better scope for my sniper. So I'm gonna keep my eye out for a good M14 and see if I can get one. DMRs, they sound like a great middle ground, like, oh great, why doesn't everybody play them? Well, there's a certain catch to them. This is not a role that I would recommend to beginner players. So if you're watching this video for the first time, or you're just getting into airsoft, a designated marksman role is something I would not get into as a first time player or a really new player. Now, it's a great role, don't get me wrong, but a lot of the rifles out there, especially to build them correctly or just to buy them stock, you're going to need to spend more money. And maybe you could find a really nice one used, which is what we're going to be looking at. We're going to only be looking at used rifles, but we're going to be going on a website that has new rifles for actually choosing your favorite rifle, and I'll show you how to do that. But anyway, so what I'm trying to say is DMRs are great, they're a lot of fun, but as a designated marksman role, it's really for slightly advanced players. Okay guys, so the last popular role on my list is machine gunner, or a support role, whatever you want to call it. In this role, you're going to be using a machine gun like an M249, an M60, an M240, an RPK, blanking on my machine guns. I don't know what that Echo 1, like 20-pound one is called, but anyway, you get the idea. So really heavy guns, big guns, lay down a lot of fire. They do not shoot semi-automatic, only fully automatic only. So if you like to pour down a lot of rounds and just rain BBs all over the place and not necessarily use your sights, then this is definitely a role for you. The range for this role is pretty much the same as a rifleman, although you can always turn up your hop up and just lay down a lot of fire from long distances. But again, like the designated marksman role, this is a role that I would not recommend to beginner players, because good machine guns, you might find some cheap ones out there, but good machine guns are going to cost a lot more, and that inflated cost will cause you to buy a cheaper one, and it's really not a wise decision to be in a support role as a beginning player. Now, however, you can always buy a normal M4 off of Craigslist and maybe mod it out a little bit, put it on a bipod, get a longer inner barrel, and I don't know, maybe, put a MOSFET on it, increase the better motor, and really lay down a lot of fire. That would be a pretty cool role. Of course, you couldn't use that at more professional airsoft parks like Black Ops or D14 or Balahack, parks that actually have restrictions and limits to fully auto capabilities, but you could still use it at pickup games and it'd be a lot of fun. Overall, I would not recommend this role to a beginner player, but it is a super fun role. One of my friends is a machine gunner and he has just a gorgeous M249, and that thing, man, it really hurts when you get shot with it, and I can tell he has a lot of fun playing that role. Okay guys, so that is it for the popular roles. Now we're going to talk about 2 roles that I made up myself because, well, there were still some guns left over. We've talked about assault rifles, snipers, DMRs, machine guns. I am going to talk about some machine guns briefly in a little bit, but anyway, so what I've noticed is there's still rifles left over. There's still shotguns and there's still pistols. And many of you think, wait, pistols, how can that be a primary weapon? That's normally your secondary. It's you use your pistol when you can't get when you get too close to people, or when your primary malfunctions. That's why it's called a secondary. Well, there's lots of people out there that use high kappas and M9s, 1911s that are their primaries. They're their only gun. And well, what role would that make them in? And so I decided, well, we'll call them scouts. So this role is going to be, you're going to get really close to people and you're going to use pistols, which are, semi-auto, or in some cases fully auto, and you're going to be, getting close to people, really getting in there on the action, shooting in very close quarters. Probably not the best role to play if you're in a wooded area. So I don't know, it's not a very versatile role, and it would only really work if you're always playing in CQB, or if you're playing at a milsim with other people that can, cover you and stuff. So I would recommend it to any beginner player. This role, how you know if you really want to play it is, say you like running a lot. You don't like sitting there and waiting. You don't, like hitting the dirt. You just like running and running and running, and just say you run cross country and you're a really good runner. Well, you might consider this role being the option for you because you're going to be doing a lot of running. And so this is a great role. And it's kind of dying. I don't really see it that much in milsims. I mean, I see it a lot in CQB, but milsims, I don't really see much of it anymore. And I think that more people need to get into this role. It's a really cool role, and I like it a lot. I don't know, for me personally, I don't know that I would play it, just because pistols have always been a secondary for me, and the 1911 is my favorite pistol, and I just can't see me using that pistol only. It's just, I don't know, I can't really see it being used. And I play in a lot of woods most of the time. I like always playing woods, and that means I'm gonna have to have a guy come with me like everywhere I go, so people don't shoot me from far away, because I have to get really close to them. You're gonna have to get really close. I'm gonna have to get really close to them with a pistol. So I don't know, for me, I don't think I'll ever play this role. It's just my primary, and that's it. I don't think it's for me, but it may be for you guys, for one of you guys. So all right, the last role that is on the entire list is also a role that I made up, and it is breacher. And the reason I've made this role is because, well, we've covered everything, every weapon that you can possibly use except for a shotgun. And that, I guess I could have put it in the rifleman role, but then again, you're not really using semi-auto. I mean, some shotguns, some very expensive shotguns use semi-auto and full auto, but I don't know, it just didn't really fit in there for me. So I created this role, and it's a breacher, and it's also a CQB role like the scout is. And this is maybe not quite as close quarters as the pistol. You can use it in the woods, but I would recommend just using it in buildings, and you can have a lot of fun with this role. I don't really know too much about the market on shotguns, but I do know that they're kind of expensive for gas ones, And I think there's pretty much only two types. There's gas and then there's electric. So I don't know. And I could see where it would be an awesome role and a really fun role to play. I again do not see too many of these, but I really do not know too much about shotguns, and I don't know. I might get an 870, like an M870 sometime, but for now, I don't think I'm gonna get one. In this role, I would recommend it to any beginner player. Maybe you really like shotguns and, I don't know, you grew up duck hunting or something and you really like shooting shotguns. You like shooting skeets a lot. So maybe this is the role for you. It's definitely a fun role. All these roles are awesome, but I don't know. I've never played with a shotgun before and I don't really know what it's like. So if any of you guys have a shotgun, let me know. Hit me up in the comments and tell me what it's like, because I would love to know. Alright guys, so now that you know the roles, I just gave you those so you can keep those in mind as you're playing Airsoft and after you buy your first gun. And basically there's two ways that you can get into Airsoft properly, and I'm going to explain to you both of them right now so you can choose between the two. So for the first method, it's a method that a lot of people do and I think it's a pretty good one, but still not what I did and what I would recommend. First off, you need to choose your first gun so you know what to buy. Now that you've heard the roles and you know a little bit about that, the three types of first guns that you can get are AEGs, snipers, and pistols. Now the AEG category would put you in with the designated marksman, rifleman, machine gunner, and breacher. And the sniper would put you obviously in a sniper role, and the pistol would put you in a scout role. Now, these are just very generic roles. You will narrow them down eventually as you keep playing Airsoft and keep the roles in mind. And after you've played for, I don't know, about a year, you'll probably have a really good idea about what role you want to play. And from there, you can choose your role and then choose your dream gun and really what's your favorite model of rifle and your favorite model of pistol as well. Right after I'm finished talking, we're going to hop on Craigslist and I'm going to show you how to buy your first gun and what that's like, and searching 3 different categories. Then we'll hop on e-bike and I'll talk to you about choosing your dream gun or your favorite model of rifle. Yeah, so after you've chosen your dream gun, you can look for it and just surf the web, try to find it for a good price. It's probably going to be new since it's going to be a specific model. E-bike has so many Airsoft guns and I highly recommend them for searching their website, and I'll show you how to do that. The second way you can get into Airsoft is the way I've done it, which is to choose your favorite gun and say you already know it from a video game or a movie or a TV show or something like that. Then you know your favorite gun. Okay, well from there you can easily know what role that's in. Mine was an M16, so I knew I would be running a rifleman role. If yours is an AWM, maybe from PUBG or something, then you know you would want to be a sniper. If yours is an 870 shotgun, then you know that you're going to be a breacher. So that narrows it down. That's a quick way to be able to find out what role you want to play. And from there you can easily know what category you can be searching in for buying your first gun. And so that's just a easier method, I think, by choosing your dream gun or your dream model, your favorite model of rifle first, rather than just buying your first gun in the broad category that you think that you would want to play. So that's just my opinion. You can mix the two methods, you can do whatever you want, but that's just what I have seen from my years of playing Airsoft, and that's what I recommend. So let's go ahead and hop on Craigslist and I'll show you how to buy your first gun. Okay guys, now it's time to choose your first gun. First thing you need to do, one thing I need to make clear before we go hop on Craigslist is that you will want to buy a used gun for your first gun, if at all possible, because you are going to get a better deal on that and it's just going to be an overall better investment. So onto Craigslist we go. We're going to search in, we're going to type in Airsoft, all one word, all lowercase, and we're gonna see what comes up. Now I like to search by newest, and there's not a lot of postings, so you can easily browse these every day to see what's available. And so since there's pistols here, let's just go ahead and jump right in. We're going to be looking at 3 categories: AEGs, snipers, and pistols. So look at this pistol. So gas blowback, airsoft pistol with holster, $130. That's a crap ton of money for, oh, it's KWA, so that's a pretty good pistol. Does it leak at all? Okay, so actually that's not such a bad deal for a pistol like this. It looks like it's pretty new, except that he has used propane on it, which is not a good thing. You want to use green gas, and I don't know what type of gas that is. That is not the gas that I use, and it's not even in the same shape of bottle. So I don't know. I don't think that I would want to use that gas, either of those gases at all. Now it does come with a drop leg holster. For me personally, I do not like drop leg holsters. I would rather have it on my plate carrier or chest rig, or just on my belt. I just feel like that's a lot more secure. I could probably go with a hard shell drop leg, but you know, I don't want to have to spend the money on that right now. So yeah, I would say this is a good pistol. Definitely not as a first gun. If you talked him down, okay, so $120 for the gun. So once you find a gun like this, you're going to want to go on eBike. Just type in ebike.com. You'll come up with it. Airsoft guns, shot by pistol model, since we're looking at pistols. And this gun is a 1911. You can tell by just looking at it. If you don't know, just, you know, do your best guess. 1911s and high kappas, they kind of look similar, but it's not a high kappa because it doesn't have that giant, huge magazine. That's why it's called a high cap. It's high capacity magazine. So 1911s, and we're going to search by KWA. So this one looks like exactly what he has, except it has a rail on it. So let's try to find out, and it's on pre-order, so that means it's a really new gun. Yeah, so his must have been a older version of this. Gas blowback, Mark, what is his? This is a Mark, it was like a Mark 3. Yeah, no, so it's Mark 4. Mark 4 professional training pistol. Mark 2. Looks like a Mark 1. Mark 2. Ah, here it is. Mark 4. Okay. OD green. Is that what it is? I don't know. Whatever. This is the pistol that he has. It's a Mark 4 OD green, $165, and he's selling it for $120. That's not such a bad price for a gun like this. It's a very nice gun. It is green gas, but you know, still a nice gun. Just one magazine. That means it's probably not been used that much, but still, $120. Probably not what you're going to want to be spending on your first gun. You're probably going to want to get something under $100. So we're not going to check out shotguns, except I know this is an airsoft lot, so we can take a look at this. Shotguns, I don't recommend buying as your first gun. You know, you just don't know what you're getting into. They could be really good quality. These are going to be pretty good quality, since I know this from the looking at all this guy's stuff. He's got like a little stubby one, and then he's got one of those like JG scatter arms, something like that, and then RPK. Looks like very nice quality, a very nice sniper. I think that he mentioned the sniper is, what did he say the sniper was? Come on. Jag arms. Okay, so that's a Jag arms scatter gun. M40A3, and it's a PDI custom, so a very nice sniper. Also a very good gun. Oh wait, that's the same. That is the same gun, I believe. That is that. So yeah, good gun. That looks just like a cheap old Macmillan M40A3, something like that, and a very nice Glock. And oh, that's like one of my dream guns, except not in that color. I want it in flat dark earth or OD green. I wish Elite Force would release one in OD green. That would be super cool. So he's got a really nice pistols. All these guns are very nice, but he's asking, the cheapest one is, oh wow, $35. Wow, so there you go. You got a steal right there, $35. That's tempting. I might even buy that gun and just paint it. I don't know. That's a, I don't know why he's asking that low of a price. Those guns are $120 new. SEMA shotgun, so that's a pretty good one, I think. But still, we're going to be looking at AGs. If you guys want to, you can risk it and buy stuff like this. Buy a shotgun or some other gun that's not an AEG or a sniper or what we've mentioned. But you know, this would be a machine gun. It looks like an AK, but it's actually an RPK. And that's a really nice gun. How much is he selling the RPK for? Yeah, 215. So that's an unknown sniper. Yeah, $115 for that sniper. That is not a good price. Not a good price at all. If I'm correct, that's just either a well-fire one or an ASG, like US Marine Corps one. It's like on e-bike, so I don't know. The only thing that stands out to me here is a pistol like this. So if you're looking at getting a pistol as your first gun, this is something that I'd recommend. Better priced than that one, even though it may be in worse condition because the mag's leaking in, but I just don't know if he's actually selling it for $35 or he's just selling the mag. But you know, whatever. He can, if he is, then that's a steal. Though I don't know. So okay, here we go. $800. Okay, these are all very nice guns. He's got an M60 body. Got one of those. Oh, look at that. That's like a custom, one of those weird custom guns. Probably a nice one. That also looks like a nice gun. It's like a Scar or a modded out M4. What is this? A Masadas? Bullpup. Oh, that's a bullpup kit. Okay, so a bunch of nice guns. What is this sniper? I want to know what this sniper is. L96 sniper. So it's probably just a well-fire one. What's the cheapest thing he's got on here? Okay. G&G Ump. That's probably what that thing is right there. Okay. $100. Is it functioning though? I don't know if it's functioning. If it is, then yeah, that's a great buy. $100. I mean, I got mine for like under $75, my first gun for under $75, so I still think you could go cheaper. Here we go. CO2 gas blowback. Mag doesn't leak. That's a really good thing. Safety doesn't work. That doesn't matter. So my ambidextrous safety doesn't work. My left hand one doesn't work on my gun because it blew off. It just decided, you know what, I'm out of here. Just blew off during the game. So yeah, I'm gonna need to replace that, but I hate the ambidextrous safety, so whatever. I'm probably just gonna leave it like that. So yeah, this is a very nice gun, $120, except why did he buy it on Amazon? But I don't know, free returns, why not? And free shipping. Better than e-bike. Yeah, I'm gonna see if Amazon has one of these, because that's much better than buying it off of e-bike. So very nice gun. He actually did not list the exact model though. This is the TAC Force, or the Tactical Edition, with the rail and the, you know, scalloped grip and the serrated slides and everything. This is just the classic one. Very nice gun. Looks like heavy wear. A lot like my gun. It's a great gun. Very reliable. $60. Can't go wrong. That's so far my best pick for a first gun. So far we're only getting pistols. I don't know, these 3 postings, maybe if you could email them and get some more information, that'd be good. This Scar, it's spring powered, so we're not caring about that. Okay, Pistol holster. Okay, just by looking at this, guys, you guys need to know what's good and what's not. One, see that M4, or let's see, that would be a M4A1 right there, that M4A1. It looks like a spring powered one or a really crappy battery powered one. That gun might be gas. That gun is not gas, because there's no battery compartment right there, I do not believe, and there's definitely nothing up here. So it could be rear-wired and just have a really tiny little battery, but I don't think so. Yeah, that I wouldn't, and he's selling it for 50 bucks, which means it's pretty cheap stuff anyway. So stay away from, you know, junk like that. Don't buy it. Here, okay, so we got a full starter kit right here, $185. That's probably not such a bad price. He's got a SCAR foregrip, a good sight, BBs. Those are decent BBs. They're the Black Ops biodegradable one. I don't know what those are. Probably okay. And there you go. You just buy the whole thing. 416. That looks like a starter gun. I know one of y'all has that. It's a decent gun. I believe it has a metal gearbox. I'm not sure. If it does, then that's a great buy. Actually, all of that, $85 for everything but the gun, because I'm pretty sure that gun cost $100 new. So, I don't know. If you could talk him down to like $100, that'd be really great. Yeah. Numerex, H&K, advanced. Yeah, $95. There you go. You can just buy everything separate from him. Yeah, definitely do that. Just $95. Okay, so we got an AG at 416. If you guys are looking at an M4, M16, any AG, maybe you guys want to be a designated marksman, a sniper, or a rifleman, that AG would be good for you. Any AG would be good. Let's see, blowback pistol. What is this? Looks like a looks like a Glock, but I'm not used to seeing that. I was like, is that a Glock? Good grief. Forgive me if I'm just being totally stupid, but Bursa. I don't know. That looks like a Glock. No, but it doesn't at the same time. It just doesn't. That's weird. It looks like it's full metal, so, or almost full metal. It's got a polymer lower, but I mean, why does he have a M4 mag with a pistol? Oh, maybe it's an adapted. Maybe he's got an adapter for it. That'd be kind of cool, but then kind of ugly at the same time. So, what is that gun? Seriously. Yeah, so it looks like a Glock, and yeah, I was gonna say an M&P. What did he say? A Bursa? What is a Bursa? I have no idea what that is. Let's find out. Bursa. Oh, here we go. So it is not a Glock, and it is not a M&P. It's a Bursa. Okay, so that's a really weird gun. Oh, is it half blowback? That is terrible. Well, 80 bucks with pretty high FPS. Youch. Yeah. Oh, and it's got those awesome little low profile magazines. Well, actually, I prefer the ones without those little stubby things on the end, but still, it's 80 bucks, man. It looks like it's got a metal upper, full metal slide. Yeah, that's a nice buy. $165. Okay. I don't see $165 right here. Let's look at the whole pack. All right, BBs, like 10 bucks maybe. Pistol. Okay, it cost $80 new. That means you should be paying at least $60 for it. M4 mag, that looks like a super cheap one, like $5, maybe $10 new. I'm saying $5. CO2s, $5. pistol, drop leg, or no, actually that's a molly holster, like, I don't know, $10. So $10, 60, 70, 80, 90, $90. If you could get him to take $90, that'd be a good buy. $90, but still, you just come up here and buy your 1911. Unless you like Glocks, then you could do it, I guess, because it's kind of looks like a Glock. Not really. P228, $50. Wait, these are these spring guns? Yeah, I think those are spring guns. Yeah, those just look like spring guns. So forgive me if those are a gas, but I think they're spring. We're not looking at any spring guns right now. I already told you what spring gun you need to buy. Just pretty much anything, actually. Oh, good. Looks like an SR25. $200. I don't know. That's a little bit on the high side. Probably a really nice one. Looks like you probably built it too. You built it up. It'd be roughly $450. Okay, yeah. So pretty nice gun. No, not as a first gun. I mean, unless you're sitting on a pile of cash, I don't think I would take that gun. Now this one, I saw this one on here, and boy, that is cool. That is cool. So somebody actually has one of these and is selling it. Normally you'd never even think people had these, but he's actually having it, and he actually has one, and he's selling it. So it's a green gas Winchester rifle. That's sick. That is really cool. Probably not the most accurate thing, and also, well, I don't know, maybe it's decent, but I don't know. As a first gun, I don't think that'd be a good buy, but you know, about 400 FPS, $180. What do they cost new? Metal internal, gas system parts, D-lever, I don't see a brass butt pad, but whatever. It's weird. What do they sell for new? Is this one he's selling? Yeah, this looks like what he's selling. Okay, so he is selling it for exactly the price that it would be new. Now, $160 for the imitation. It looks like he got the real deal, the real wood stock, because that's the complexion that I'm seeing from the picture. No, you're gonna have to talk him down to at least like $150 or less, because you know, I don't know. I don't know. I don't really know what this guy's done to it, and if he's just like shot it a ton, then I don't know. $180 is definitely not what I would pay for it. You can argue, since it's brand new, $180. Why would I pay for it used? Yeah. So how about this one? Let's check out this one. Okay, so there's an Airsoft lot. He's got an M249. Okay, I can't tell. It's got like all these attachments. It's got all these different parts on it. It's got a different stock. It's got like a different grip. Like a whole different receivers too. Okay, so he's got so this is the large caliber sniper rifles that I mentioned. This is what one of them looks like. This is like a replica anti-material rifle. Yeah, so that's a really nice one. Oh, he's got, oh wait, no, is this the same dude? Is this, yeah, this is the same guy. Dude, he just posted them, he reposted them. At almost the same spot too. So when was this posted? 6 days ago? Let's see which one. I'm guessing that one is a newer one, because if he posted this, yeah, a month ago. So that means this pistol is probably gone, and whatever this thing is, I have no idea what that is. That looks like, I don't think I've seen either of those in there, so those two are probably gone. He still got the shotguns, he doesn't have the Desert Eagle, and he still got the 1911 and the RPK. So I don't know, that looks like a pretty cool gun. Is that an FN57? What brand is it? Oh, forgive me. It's a novritsch like SXX SP or something, or SPXX or something. One of this SSX23. This is what it is. Oh, okay, we're talking now. All right, Novritsch. Okay, that's a really good gun. Yeah, that's a really nice one. Yeah, you're gonna look at spending a lot of money for it because it looks like it's brand new too. So, yeah. Yeah, of course, it's amazing. It's got like fully upgraded internals. You leave it stock, but that gun's like fully upgraded when it comes from the factory. So, okay, now we're talking $70 sniper rifle. Definitely would get it. It's probably just a crappy little well-fire one. He says it's 500 FPS. I highly doubt that. Unless he's measuring with 12 grams, which nobody does. But he looks like it says shoots 6mm, 0.23 and 0.27. So I don't know. If it is, then this is a pretty decent sniper then. Definitely would get that as a first gun. Alright guys, so I'm going to try to find another gun. We got candidates for the... We're going to try to find at least 2 candidates for each category for buying your first gun. So far we have 1 sniper. I don't know, I guess. What is it? Okay, so we got 1 sniper and then the 1911, and then 2 pistols, the 1911 and this 1911. Also this gun, the Versa, and then we have, what was it? It was the yes, this ump, $100 ump, and then we got the 416. So that's two AEGs, 1 sniper, 2 pistols. Let's I'm gonna go ahead and do all the postings. I'm gonna search in all the postings. There's not many. Okay, sniper. Yeah, MB01. So similar internals to mine. My MB06. Actually, that looks like almost the identical barrel assembly. I have seen Airsoft Mike's review on this gun. It is a terrible gun. It's not 350 feet per second. You can take off the pop-up limiter and it'll be like 450 or something like that. But yeah, it's not a very great sniper. I mean, it's a beginner one. $150, I would definitely not pay for it. Even $100. Mine's like $480, and I got it, and I think you can get it for like $90 now. So don't even buy that gun. That's not too great a one. You can get better guns on Amazon. Okay, that's just a spring gun. We're not looking at that. What do we got? Alright, so let's check out the last one. P90. This is a Echo 1 P90. Really nice gun. But it's $177, so you're not even talking him down much on that one. Okay, last posting. Alright, KWA looks like a, would that be an M4 carbine, but with a really squashed, is that squashed? No, it's just a CQB link. So CQB M4 carbine, and he's got that, oh, that's such an ugly mask, but yeah. Okay guys, so this one, KWA Airsoft stubby little M4 carbine, definitely a good first gun. KWA is a good brand. It comes with a super ugly mask and some other stuff, magazines and everything, BBs. I would definitely recommend this to any beginner player. And yeah, so I hope that this little video going through the Craigslist was helpful. So now that you've seen how to buy your first gun, we're gonna go ahead and hop on the e-bike, and I'll show you how to pick out your dream gun. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed that little video clip on how to buy your first gun used. That is really how I bought my first M4. I'll throw up a picture right here. We're on e-bike right now. I'm about to show you how to buy your, or how to not buy, but pick out your favorite model of rifle. But yeah, so that's how I bought my first M4 for 60 bucks. It's on Craigslist. This guy built it. He built and sold guns. It was a really great gun, very accurate. It had a 2-piece hop-up system and a very complicated rail system, so it was a complete pain to take apart. Luckily, I did not know much about guns, and I didn't actually take it apart until I gave it to my cousin. And if you want to see the gameplay of him using it, then you can check that out. I'll put it up in the corner. But yeah, so I really enjoy just looking on Craigslist each day to see what the postings are. I really enjoyed just looking on Craigslist each day, like looking for an M16. That's what I wanted. I wanted that M16, and I was about to buy this $120 JG one. It was a great one. It looked like it was a good gun, and I was excited about getting it. But we looked on there. Me and my dad looked on there, and it was already sold when we were ready to buy it. So that stunk. And then one day he found this M4, and it was like nearly full metal. It had metal everywhere except for the receivers. It was a great first gun, very good first gun, and now it's helping out somebody else now. I hope that my cousin will give it or sell it to some other first-time player. I mean, it's a solid gun. It should last years and years to come, so as long as it's taken care of properly. So yeah, I really am a fan of buying used stuff on Craigslist, but I understand if you can't, browse eBay anywhere you can. Even here on eBike, I would recommend just keep on browsing until you can find a new gun for a cheap price, but still good quality. So one key thing you want to look out for when you're buying your first gun is a metal gearbox. You always want to have a metal gearbox if you're buying an AEG or an AEP. That's automatic electric pistol, because the metal gearbox is going to ensure that your gun just won't completely die on you. Plastic gearboxes are going to just eventually, they're just a ticking time bomb. You just play and play and play, and then they just go bad, and there's nothing you can do. So don't buy a gun with a plastic gearbox. But pretty much all the guns that I've shown you on Craigslist, they were all good quality guns. The Bursa, the M4 carbine, the 416, the two 1911s, those are all solid guns. The snipers, all of those guns are really what you want to look out for when you're buying your first gun. And those were all just great examples. Now, I totally understand that a lot of places, I know that some of you guys are from different countries and stuff, and I don't know how used airsoft how big the used airsoft gun market's over there, but just whatever you can find is going to be good. And if you can't, just pick out a new gun that's cheap but also good quality. Okay, so now that you've bought your first gun, and you're playing with it for a while, and you know what role you want to play, say you want to play a sniper role or something. So you bought one of those cheap sniper rifles off of Craigslist, maybe the $70 one, and it turned out to be a really great sniper, 500 FPS, really great sniper. You sighted it in, did a bunch of DIY mods, and now you're ready for a new gun, and you want to get your second gun. You're going to sell this one, and what you're going to want to do is you're going to come over to here to Airsoft Guns, just hover over that, and then over to Rifle Models, Shop by Rifle Models. And so they're just going to pull up a whole assortment of guns, and if you're looking at snipers, then you're going to look at these categories: L96, large caliber sniper rifles, and then the VSR-10 or the M700, M24, M40s. And you can also look at other sniper rifles. These are other ones not here. SVDs, these are also good, very expensive ones. You just take a look at them. I want to see if actually any of them are in stock or not. So yeah, these are all going to be pretty expensive guns. But if you really like them, then save up and buy them. But right now, what you're going to want to figure out is what model of gun is your favorite. So if you already know this, then you're following what I did, and you are already looking for that gun, and you've already bought your first gun within that category. So say if you liked you like the AK-47. Well, you might not be able to find an AK-47 on Craigslist, so you might get an M4 because that would still be in the AEG category. And you played with that for a year, you'd sell it, you'd look for an AK-47. Once you found it, you'd buy it, and first you'd buy the AK and then you'd sell your gun. But so yeah, and that would be the ideal way to do it, but I understand that a lot of you just may not know what your favorite gun is. So you've already bought your first gun. First, we're going to do this according to the first method right now. So, you know, bought your first gun, played with it, know what role you want to play. You want to play a sniper role. Well, you got three choices. You got, you know, an M700 VSR-10, this hunting style rifle. You got your L96 with the thumb hole, and just looking at these guns from a distance will give you an idea of which one's my favorite. Now for me, I'm very comfortable with the VSR-10 style. That's what my rifles are that I use for hunting. These ones look pretty cool. They kind of look like an SSG. Those are the Amoeba Striker. That's a really cool one, CO2 powered. So, but really you don't want to find a specific one. You're just going to want to find a specific, you know, M700, M24, M40, or VSR-10. Which one is really what really stands out to you. And once you find that out, you know, say you like a VSR-10, very common rifle. So once you find that out, you can surf the web, just looking for it, and on eBike or on Craigslist and just all the major sites. Keep on searching until you find it for a good price and a good quality one. Normally, if you're buying your second gun, you're going to want it to be, you know, you're going to have to be looking at spending $200. I bought my ENC M16A4. This gun is absolutely full metal, and the places where it doesn't have metal, where it's, you know, not supposed to, like the stock and the handguard, they are nylon polymer, so very thick, durable plastic. A very nice gun. It comes with a functioning slide lock. It came with a full metal hop-up unit. The inner barrel wasn't that great, but you know, who cares? Very fast rate of fire, and I could use my favorite batteries, which are a 9.6 volt brick type small Tamiya connector Vulcan battery. So those are really my favorite batteries to use, and I love them. They're so great. I recommend if you're looking for a different type of battery for your gun, these are great. They're reliable. They're kind of expensive, but they're gonna last. They last like forever. It's crazy. That one 9.6 volt battery, the small brick thing, it lasts for maybe 8 hours. I think it lasts for like 8 hours. It lasts so long. It could easily last for, you know, a full day at an airsoft park, and it's crazy. Yeah, so I really like that, and my M16 was my dream gun. I knew it from the very start, so that was a lot of fun, just being able to finally find a really great gun and buy it. And it was expensive. It was over $200, but I mean, it was worth it. It's a full metal gun. I'm never selling it. I mean, if I do, I'm getting out of airsoft. I'm like upgrading it. I'm not going to sell it until I'm getting out of airsoft. It's a great gun. I'm just going to upgrade it a lot. And yeah, so it's the gun that you see me play with in all of my videos, and it's an awesome gun. So pretty much, guys, after you find out what role you want to play, just come on here. What gun stands out to you? If you want to play a rifleman role, check out these assault rifles. Which one stands out? That's not an assault rifle. That's not an assault rifle, by the way. That's a DMR. But you know, which one stands out to you? Does, you know, I believe L85. That's actually a machine gun. That's not an assault rifle. You know, do you like the Chris Vector? You like the 416? Do you like the Galil G36? These are cool. They actually come with M4 adapters, and they are not the crappy guns. Do not, whatever you do, put a M4 adapter on an M1 Garand or something. you know, it's just, you don't do that. But this gun, the G36, it actually it doesn't look bad with M4 adapters on there. And, you know, you can actually share magazines with all your friends. If you're at a milsim, it makes it very easy to share magazines with your teammates. But, you know, there's a lot of controversy on the M4 adapters. So, anyway, that's pretty much it. Find out your role, and then pick your favorite gun, and then hunt high and low for a good version of it. One thing is, if you want to play a rifleman role, you got to think to yourself, well, you know, do I want an assault rifle? Do I want a submachine gun? Because there's really no difference. I mean, you might hear a role called contractor. I think some people use that term as just a more versatile role of a rifleman, and they might use a submachine gun because it's more compact. But pretty much I lump them all together. If you like playing in like close quarters, then maybe a PW or a P90. Remember, we saw that Echo 1 P90 on Craigslist. M9, MP7, MP5, and those are all good submachine guns. PDW is not a submachine gun, I don't believe. And if you want to go all the way crazy, you can get one of these weird sci-fi anime guns. Wow, man, they actually make those things. That's crazy. That is weird, man. I don't know. If you're a gamer and you know exactly what this gun is, please tell me down in the comments, because I never play video games, so I have no idea what any of these guns are. That looks like a Star Wars gun, isn't it? Correct me if I'm wrong, but that looks like a Star Wars gun from like the Clone Wars. Hey, somebody actually made it. That's funny. I wonder how good it is. That'd be cool. It looks exactly like one. Yeah. That's cool. Anyway, so I hope you guys get the idea of picking your favorite gun. If you already know it, then you're set. But if you don't, well, pick out your role, and then you can narrow it down from there. Alright, so with all of that information that I've just thrown at you on the two methods of getting into Airsoft, just know that, you know, with your roles, though I've recommended like certain ones for beginner players, and I've told you that some I don't recommend for beginner players, that's not to like never play the role. That's just when you're buying your first gun, when you're first starting out, don't buy those specific guns. Like, don't buy a, you know, M60 as your first gun. Try to buy something like, if you know that's the role you want to play, well, then maybe you can find a good M60 that's used. But don't go online and buy a new gun just because, you know, it's your favorite gun, but you don't have enough money to spend on the nice one, so you go and buy a cheap one. Don't do that. Go on Craigslist, buy your first gun. Even if it's not your favorite gun, just go ahead and buy it, play with it for like a year or so, and then you can upgrade to your favorite gun and really choose your role and go from there. Alright, so I hope this video was helpful, guys, and I look forward to hearing in the comments what your favorite dream guns are. So let me know what your favorite models of primary weapons are, and I want to hear them. Take all of this information with a grain of salt. This isn't like an exactly formulated way that you have to get into Airsoft. Just do your best. Just don't go on an Amazon and spend like $200 on a bunch of crap. Do it right, if at all possible. The main thing is you won't go wrong with buying a used gun. You're gonna save money buying a used gun, and it's just gonna be so good. And I see so many people skip out on that, and you know, they should have done it from the start. And then I see people that buy used guns and they turn out to be really great, and they're so happy with them, and that's really what I want to see out there. I want to see more used guns on the field. And get rid of all those spring guns. Get rid of all the spring scars and the spring airsoft rifles. Only the spring pistols. That's what you guys need to use for when you're first starting Airsoft. So don't ever let me see you buy a spring rifle. Those are junk. Do not buy those. Don't be tempted when you go to Bass Pro Shops and see like the $30 SR01 this piece of junk. Do not let me see you buy that. That is terrible. Do not buy that gun. That's a piece of junk. Anyway guys, I really hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to hit that like button, and if you're not a subscriber, consider subscribing and turning on the post notifications so you'll stay up to date on all my newest videos. Thanks guys, and I'll see you next time.